Anybody got a broom? No? Well, that's too bad. Because the Florida Panthers did a New York sweep. New York sweep in this trip. As anybody don't know, I may have made up the term, or it's a common term. But what happened is the Panthers came into the state of New York. They go to New York City first, then they go to Long Island, and then they go up to Buffalo. And they won all 3 times in this road trip. They beat the Rangers on Thursday. They beat the Islanders on Saturday. And tonight they beaten the Sabres. All in the same trip. In the same state of New York. This is what I like to call a New York sweep. Because there's a California sweep. I'm calling it the New York sweep. The Florida Panthers are the champions of Stanley Cup. I can also say this, the Florida Panthers are the champions of the Empire State because they beat the Rangers, like I said. They also beat the Islanders, also what I just said. But they also went to Army West Point. That's a university college for Army. And they brought the Stanley Cup there. They were showcasing it. They were celebrating the Stanley Cup win in Army West Point, which is Army West Point is in New York, in matter of fact. And then they go to Buffalo, which is tonight, and they beat the Buffalo Sabres. How do they do it? Let's talk about it, shall we? So this game was nuts. I can confidently tell you that this game was nuts. There was some pushing and shoving, a lot of fights. There was a lot of anger towards some players, but in the end, the Florida Panthers were able to prevail, and just like how the Buffalo Sabres beat us 5-2 against them in Game 3, we beat them 5-2 in their home arena. So really different turn of events. Different turn of events here. So different goaltenders tonight. It is Sergei Bobrovsky tonight instead of Spencer Knight, like that happened last night, and not Levi from the last time. This time is Luukkonen. That's their goaltender for tonight. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen is their goaltender for tonight. And then you already know the breaking news of tonight's matchup is that Barkov is back. Thank goodness he's back. And I am so thrilled that he's back. And our prayers were answered. We were praying that it was nothing serious. We were praying that he could come back before or even in the Finland trip. Our prayers have been answered, and thank God, he's so good. He came back, and he did his thing, and also too that he is back. He is back in time for the Finland trip, which is upcoming. But before they go to Finland, they go to Buffalo first. Our first shot of the game comes from former Sabre, Reinhart, but that was saved by Luukkonen. So we'll start. Giveaways, hits. Not much has been going on. There will be some shots blocked. And then 11 minutes into the game, we have a goal. He is assisted by Lo Serena. That's his 3rd assist of the season. And Lundell, that's his 7th assist of the season. I gotta tell you, Jesper Boquist, he is so fast. I didn't realize how fast he could be. And he got that shot off perfectly. It went by Luukkonen, and he scores on this one. That's his 2nd goal of the season. His first goal came, I think it came, before I remember, a Vancouver game. But that's his 2nd goal of the season. And that starts off the Florida Panthers. There will be a shot on target for Ekblad, but that was a save, snapshot that was saved by Luukkonen. And then 3 seconds later, there will be a cross-checking penalty on Connor Clifton. He did that against Matthew Tkachuk. Florida goes on the power play. 18 seconds into the power play, they score very, very quickly. He is assisted by Verhaeghe. That's his 6th assist of the season. He is producing some points already. That contract is going to be well worth it when it kicks off next season. He's sticking around for 9 more years. Barkov, welcome back. That's his 2nd assist of the season. And, I mean, really, do I have to say his name? It's the former Sabre, Sam Reinhart. That's his 7th goal of the season. He's on pace for another 50-goal season. The perfect duo, Barkov and Reinhart, is back, baby. And a snapshot that goes right by Luukkonen, and a perfect goal and a perfect setup too. And to make it 2-0 Florida already. That is 55 seconds after the first goal. 2-0 Florida already, and it's a power play goal. It's pretty awesome. Owen Power with a wrist shot, but that was saved by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky is still really good. Penalty would be on Buffalo. Henry Haru. If I butcher it, I apologize. He interfered. He interfered with AJ Greer. There would be an ice issue, but that's nothing crazy. So there was a quick fix. And Florida goes on the power play, and they do nothing. They do nothing with this power play. That it's killed off. So nothing to talk about there. A couple of shots on target afterwards. Rodriguez with the wrist shot that was saved by Luukkonen. Mikula with the backhand, but Luukkonen has it right there. And then we go to the second period, leading to nothing. So good period by Florida Panthers. There was an injury scare. At the end of the first period. Barkov looked like he was hurt again. He looked like he was shaking up. I guess he's not fully 100%. But that worried me for a bit. I was like, that worried. It worried me because he already came back. I really want him to go back to Finland with the Florida Panthers and then have some showcase with the Florida Panthers against Dallas Stars in Tampere. You know, I want that from him. I don't want to disappoint Finland. You know. But thankfully, the injury was nothing crazy, and he was able to come back and play this game. Thank God. So, second period starts. There will be a Reinhardt wrist shot that was saved by Luukkonen. There'll be a Buffalo momentum with Dahlin with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky, and Kubel off the crossbar. So that could have been 2-1 right there. They would eventually make it 2-1, as we'll talk about that eventually. Owen Power after Jesper Boquist tip in, Aaron Ekblad the wrist shot, and Jesper Boquist with the tip in, but that was saved by Luukkonen. Owen Power gets called for a hook against Boquist. Florida goes on the power play, and a couple of shots on target. Verhaeghe with the backhand that was saved by Luukkonen, and Reinhardt's tip in, and that was just a good save by Luukkonen. That penalty would be killed off, and Lo Serenen gets called for a high stick against Samuelson. No blood, which is a 2-minute minor, and only 7 seconds into that power play, Buffalo scores. This guy is assisted by JJ Peterka. That's his 4th assist of the season. If I butcher, I apologize. And Tage Thompson, that's his 5th assist of the season. And it was just a baseball batted into the back of the net. Bobrovsky can't do anything about that. It's Jason Zucker with his 2nd goal of the season, and it's just a baseball batted in to the back of the net. 2-1 Florida. So that's good. Not really, but we still lead. Only for 2 more minutes, because 2 minutes later, they would tie the game up. He is assisted by Owen Power. That's his 6th assist of the season. And off the wrist shot, it's Rasmus Dahlin. That's his 1st goal of the season. And it's a defenseman, too. That's great. Lo Serenen gets pucked up to the face in the second period, and the referee never called anything. Yeah, and things are starting to get pushy, you know? Things are starting to get ugly. There'll be some pushing and shoving within the players. So it'll eventually become a thing, a norm. Then Florida looking to try to get one back. Mikula with the wrist shot that was saved by Luukkonen. Owen Power tries to get a go-ahead goal for Buffalo, but that was saved by Bobrovsky. Lo Serenen with the wrist shot. And finally, we would get a goal in. This one is to recapture the lead. This guy is assisted by Bennett, who is having a really good start of the season. That's his 4th assist of the season. Matthew Tkachuk's 5th assist of the season. He's a primary assist. Off the wrist shot, it's Verhaeghe. Swaggy. That's his second goal of the season, and it's a go-ahead goal to make it 3-2. Buffalo tries to tie it up. Excuse me. Owen Power with the wrist shot, that was saved by Bobrovsky. Molestin with the backhand, that was saved by Bobrovsky. And then second period ends. We still have the lead heading into the third period. But before the third period even happened, there was a fight that happened after the second period. There was a pushing and shoving, and a scuffle had to be broken up. Third period, yeah, this was a wild third period. Oh, absolutely wild third period. There was pushing and shoving throughout most of the period. There was a roughing call on Sam Bennett against Dahlin. That's bullshit. That is bullshit. Because I thought Dahlin or some of the Buffalo Sabres initiated first, and they looked at Bennett as a penalty of retaliation. A fight broke loose. I think they intended to try to hurt our players, or especially Bobrovsky. And I forgot who it was. I know it was Dahlin. That tried to hit someone. It might have been Verhaeghe. It might have been him. Because he took a shot at someone and Bennett came into the aid of that person. But yet he gets called a roughing, even though Dahlin gets to skate away free. It's bullshit. So anyway, Buffalo goes on a power play. Dylan Cozens with the wrist shot. That was saved by Bobrovsky. Bobrovsky saw it the entire time. Jason Zucker is trying to get a second goal off the power play. That was also saved by Bobrovsky. JJ Peterka with the slap shot, and Bobrovsky has it right there. This was a scary penalty kill, but in the end, this penalty was killed off, which was pretty good. Patrick Giles tries to get one, but that was saved by Luukkonen. Greer also tried to get one, but that was also saved by Luukkonen. Then, another fight broke loose. Peyton Krebs gets a slashing call against Aaron Ekblad, and AJ Greer comes in with an unsportsmanlike conduct against Peyton Krebs. This was a really ridiculous move by Krebs to slash Aaron Ekblad, and Greer comes in the aid. This will wind up being a 4-on-4. This will be a 4-on-4 after that, after the whole mess that happened, beating each other up. Buffalo was falling for it. This is what the Florida Panthers want. They want to piss off other teams. They want to get them so angry. They want them to get frustrated. And the Florida Panthers have them right where they want them. But this would be a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes. During the 4-on-4, Dahlin with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky, and Joki Haru with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky. 4-on-4 eventually become even strength, and another fight broke loose. This is a piece of shit thing to do by Rasmus Dahlin. A piece of shit thing to do. Anton Lundell was trying to go for the puck, and Dahlin just whacks him to the face as he's trying to get back up from his knees to try to play the game of hockey. Lundell gets smacked. He gets smacked in the face by Dahlin. That is a piece of shit thing to do. I was so pissed. You have to be there. I was so pissed. I called it a piece of shit. So a whole fight happened. Everyone's just like beating the shit at each other. Dahlin gets a 4-minute double. He gets a double minor. He gets called for a rough and a slash, mainly a slash against Lundell. But Jesper Boquist comes in, beats the crap out of Dahlin, and in the retaliation of Dahlin from the initiation of Boquist, because Boquist is trying to come in to aid Lundell. How dare you fuck up my teammate? How dare you have a cheap shot against my teammate? I'm coming to fuck you up. So he comes in, beats the crap out of Dahlin, and Dahlin gets called for a rough, and Boquist gets called for a rough. He doesn't care. He's coming in the aid of Lundell. So Dahlin gets a double minor. He gets a slashing and he gets a roughing. The roughing call, it's served by JJ Peterka. But Boquist does get a roughing call. Florida would wind up with a power play, a 2-minute minor, a 2-minute power play. This would have been 4 minutes with the double minor, but because of Boquist coming in aid of Lundell, that's what it is. That's what happened. However, this was a pretty good power play. Verhaeghe with the slap shot that was saved by Luukkonen. Bolins gets blocked by Clifton. Verhaeghe with the tip in, but Luukkonen has it. But a few seconds later, there will be a goal, and this was spectacular. Badass. Nate Schmidt gets his second assist of the season, and off the wrist shot, Bennett. Wow, 8th goal of the season already, bro. I think there's a stat that says 5-game goal streak. I mean, that's crazy. You have to be this good to keep consecutively getting goals. Him and Reinhardt, the Simpson bros. If he doesn't get re-signed, I don't know what to tell you. Sam Bennett is just unbelievable. Unbelievably hot. Good start of the season. I'm so happy for Sam Bennett, man. Absolutely. So that's a power play goal. And 1 minute later, this is an icing of the cake. Because another goal happened, and this pretty much ends the game. He is assisted by Gustav Forsling. That's his 4th assist of the season. And Sam Reinhardt's 9th assist of the season. Off the wrist shot. Welcome back. Guess who it is? It's our captain. Oh, captain, my captain. Alexander Barkov. That's his first goal of the season. Welcome back, Barkov. He gets his first of the season, and he did that against Luukkonen and the Buffalo Sabres. Absolutely amazing. Awesome Barkov shot once again, man. Once again. So Florida wanted to get 6-2 to punish Buffalo. Verhaeghe wanted to get one, and so has Bennett. And then there would be a retaliation from Carter Verhaeghe. Verhaeghe got cheap shot. There was a cheap shot from Connor Clifton to Boquist. And Verhaeghe with the cross-check to Peyton Krebs in an attempt to aid. And another fight broke loose. And Verhaeghe's the only one that went to the box. Buffalo gets a power play. And they brought off Luukkonen to get a 6-on-4. And why not? They're going to try something. But in the attempt, though, they couldn't get one. They only got one shot on target. Is it one shot? No, 2 shots on target. Dylan Cozens with the wrist shot that was saved by Bobrovsky. And during the empty net opportunity for the Florida Panthers, Forsling almost gets one off their own goal line like he did against the Islanders. He almost had it. And there was one point that maybe Bobrovsky might want to try to get one in. But it was just a straight-off pass. And there'll be one more shot on target for Buffalo. It's Jack Quinn with the wrist shot, but Bobrovsky has it. And Florida wins this game. They beat the Sabres 5-2. And the Florida Panthers, with the New York sweep against the Sabres, they beat the Rangers, Islanders, and Sabres in the same trip in the state of New York. New York sweep. And Bobrovsky gets his 401st win of his career. Incredible. And how about Sergei Bobrovsky? He was spectacular. He is saving pucks from a lot of Buffalo Sabres, including Owen Power. There was one save in the second period where he didn't have a stick, and he had to stretch out his leg to save that puck to make it 3-2. That happened in the second period. This is how amazing that this guy is. He really is. Now, when we look at the team stats, 31 shots on target for Florida, Buffalo with 28, 24 hits for Buffalo, 19 hits for Florida. Face-off wins, 40 face-off wins for Buffalo, 22 for Florida. 4 power play opportunities for Florida. They got 2 power play goals. Buffalo with 3 power play opportunities. They got 1. That's in the second period. Penalties, 6 penalties for Buffalo, 5 for Florida. 12 penalty minutes for Buffalo, 10 penalty minutes for Florida. 11 block shots for Florida, 14 block shots for Buffalo. 6 takeaways for Florida, 5 for Buffalo. 13 giveaways for Florida, 9 for Buffalo. Stars of the game, no surprises here. 1 star goes to Bobrovsky. He gets a first star. 26 saves out of 28. 2 stars goes to Sam Bennett with 1 goal, 1 assist. 3 stars, Sam Reinhart with 1 goal, 1 assist. Their next games is Dallas in Finland. I'm going to do a preview of those games. I'm going to do a preview sometime this week. But yeah, that concludes October, folks. The Florida Panthers are now, what is it? They are now 7-3-1. 7-3-1 with 15 points. Not bad to start the season. Not bad. I like it. They're on a 3-game winning streak since that terrible loss against the Wild. But you know what? They're doing all right. They're doing pretty good. So, yeah, man. So that's pretty much it for this video. If you like this video, hit the like button, subscribe for more content because Miami Teams you guys are back. And what he does, he'll be right there with the entertainment you deserve. New York sweep. I like the sound of it. New York sweep. Feels good. It feels good to say that, you know? All right, that's going to do it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Good night.